Hello there, my Fandom friends! Today, we're going to be talking about 5 things you may or may not have missed from the new Demon Slayer Infinity Castle trailer. This trailer came out only 3 days ago, and yes, I've watched it 1,000 times it feels like, and I've captured a couple different things that maybe a lot of people missed. So today, we're going to be talking about all of these exciting details about this trailer. Before jumping into those details, I did also just want to say that I made a reaction and breakdown to the trailer, so if you're interested in that video, I will leave that up above and down below in the description. So first, let's really quickly talk about the points that I will be making. The first 4 are going to be non-spoilers. These are just things that I noticed in the trailer that I thought were really interesting moving forward with this movie. The 5th point that I will be talking about will be a pretty big manga spoiler, so just to forewarn you now, that will be later in the video and I will give another warning before talking about that. Alright, so starting off with point number 1, this one is going to be about Obanai and Mitsuri. So starting off, we get this scene of Obanai, and later in the trailer we get Mitsuri. Now if you take a deeper look here, you can actually see Mitsuri in the background of this shot. So we see that Obanai is leaping behind all of these demons, and now if you zoom in, you can actually see that Mitsuri is right there. You can tell by her stance that she has just landed. You can barely see her weapon in hand. There we have it again, right up there if you put this in slow motion. The flow of both of these scenes also makes sense because the demons are moving toward Mitsuri, and in the Obanai shot, they're moving away from him. I think that in the movie, we're going to get this shot of Mitsuri first, and then this shot of Obanai. I also think that this makes sense because, as we know, they like each other, and I think that they'll make it a really cool scene where Obanai is basically swinging in to help Mitsuri fight off these demons. So the reason why I point this out is to basically say that yes, Mitsuri and Obanai have found each other in the Infinity Castle and will probably stay together throughout the remainder of this fight. Next up is point number 2 about Gyome and Muichiro. So this scene, you might just off the bat think that this is really cool because it's Gyome, his weapon, he's busting through a wall, but if you look closely, you can actually see Muichiro right behind him. This scene is then followed by Muichiro running through the Infinity Castle. When I watched this part for the first time, I definitely was focused on Gyome and totally did not see Muichiro at all. I think that in the movie, it might be the Muichiro running scene first, and then we'll get them busting through the wall. That other Muichiro scene could just be something completely different from another time in the castle, but only time will tell, and we'll have to wait for the movie on that. Point number 3 is about Zenitsu and the mystery demon. So this scene is actually very important because this demon that Zenitsu is looking at is actually somebody that we've seen before, and the clue is right here on the demon's bracelet. I'm not gonna talk about this one too much due to manga spoilers. Obviously, I know who this is, but I'm not gonna say who. But if you want a clue, this is a character that was introduced in season 1 in my personal favorite arc, if you know what that is, and may or may not have made another appearance in another season. All I'm saying is that the story has definitely foreshadowed this character. The rest is up to you to figure out who that is. Point number 4 is about Akaza's fighting spirit blood demon arc. So you may have noticed that in all of these really awesome scenes of Akaza that there's this really intense blue glow around him. My thought here is that this actually symbolizes his blood demon art of his fighting spirit, because we also get evidence that he's using his compass needle, which is also linked with that blood demon art. If you needed a refresher on any of this, this was explained in the Mugen Train arc when he fought Rengoku. We can also see that him and Tanjiro have linked eyes, so we can safely assume that maybe he is assessing Tanjiro's fighting spirit. Number 5, my last point is on Doma's fan. Now this is where we're going to get into manga spoilers. These are spoilers that involve Doma and other characters, so please be forewarned. I'm going to give a 5-second countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's talk about Doma's fan and the symbolism I think it has. Before I explain any further, know that this is just a speculation I have. This is nothing confirmed at all, so if you think this is a stretch, I understand. I think that the symbols on Doma's fans may symbolize people that he has ended in the past, starting off with these green symbols we see. Inosuke is very well known for having his bright green eyes and his beautiful look. This of course goes back to Inosuke's mom, which if you've read the manga, you know that they have a connection to Doma. We also know that Doma ended Inosuke's mom's life, and so these might symbolize her in some kind of messed up way. We also know that Doma is responsible for ending Kane's life, which I think that this big pink kind of flower-looking symbol may represent Kane's pink butterfly barrette that she always wears. Or, I guess, wore since she's dead. The same thing goes for Shinobu. We know that Doma is going to end Shinobu's life in this movie, and so the purple flower on his fan might symbolize her purple barrette that she always wears. You might wonder why he would have that symbol on his fan if he hadn't ended her life yet. However, we know that Shinobu was always going to go after Doma because he's the one who ended her sister's life. And so of course Doma would know that too, and he knows that he's way more powerful than she is. This leads me to my last bonus Easter egg. In this scene that we get of Doma when he unfurls his fan, if you put it in slow motion, we can barely see Shinobu's butterfly against Doma's chest. This very well could be the scene in which he ends her life. This could be the scene when he is hugging her and he is saying, "What a wonderful night," before consuming her. That is going to wrap up all of the Easter eggs that I found in this new Demon Slayer Infinity Castle trailer. If there's anything you think I missed, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Also, let me know what you think about these Easter eggs. That is going to wrap this up for now, but I will see you in the future for some more fun fandom-filled videos. Bye!